Oh my god. So I just watched a video of the indie horror games. It's something, but I personally just love it because it just, you know, the whole thing with the noodles playing horror games and such. It's mostly due to the indie horror games. Five Nights at Freddy's Hello Neighbor, the newest game, Poppy Playtime. It's a mess. And I was just glad that this person just said that Poppy Playtime is the worst game ever. And I don't blame him. Because he said it costs like $5 and it takes like 30 minutes of storyline. I'm not even joking. So you might be wondering why I'm here and looking at Encanto, right? People have been talking about it ever since it came out, and I love it. But at least it's not like the other Disney or Pixar movies that have been recently been up, like Rara and the Last Dragon, Luca, or Turning Red, which is the newest one, and why? I don't know. But, when I saw Bruno's character, the Walton Files, right? Well, someone did this, and it's Bruno as Jack Walton. And I was like, I actually been thinking about this for a while, and I'm glad that someone did this. So, I wanted to relook at the Walton Files. So you already know the story of the Walton Files. You know the story of FNAF. You know pretty much anything about horror games or pretty much VHS tapes. The story of them. Let me explain. So okay, first off, I love this. Bruno as Jack Walton. I love it. It just all he needs to do is smile, and then he got the part. So, the only thing wrong with FNAF is the timeline, and maybe yes, starting with Sister Location and probably even FNAF World. It was not in the same premise as the original four, especially because when I was younger, I got really attached to the FNAF horror lore, hidden lore, which is sort of like a fan-made story based around FNAF, which is basically like the story in FNAF, just in before or after the games or during the games. It the FNAF hidden lore is basically like us the story of the basically it's like before, during, or after the games. So it's basically like either there's a beginning, a middle, and the end. So if you know about my FNAF theories, before my channel got terminated, actually when my channel got terminated, of course all of my videos disappeared. So I'm not gonna do the FNAF theories again because I don't want to go through many time and effort just to talk about my theories on the whole FNAF thing and the hidden lore and, the entire story and going through this, writing the description. No, I'm not going to do that. So, for this, sorry. So, people have been sort of hating on FNAF Security Breach. And honestly, what are they even doing? It's amazing. And I'm just waiting for the Roblox I'm trying to grow part of the building of the Pizzaplex in the Roblox I'm trying to grow it game. Like, please. So, anyways. So I've been thinking about it, and hmm. So I've been thinking about this for a bit, and um, um, someone made I don't know if um Clan um made a Walton Files OC Charles' daughter, Lily Anderson, and the Anderson name would be Charles' last name if it was ever confirmed. So when she was a child, she was 10 years old, inspired by Buzu's level Lily's birthday from the Walton Files Chapter 3, Bunny Farm. And I thought she looks really cute. She's the daughter of Charles and eventually grows up to be a BSI facility caretaker. I can barely even speak. But only because she wanted to learn the truth of, of, of her dad's disappearance, and if Buzu had anything to do with it. Oh. Also, her Buzu plush is her comfort item. Never went to school or work without him. That's really cute. And I've been thinking about doing a Wattpad story about it because I want her to be sort of a main character while still having some in-depth in the story involving her and her dad. So I'm thinking in the Wattpad story, she wants her father to live. And so she goes to a fortune teller and tells her to bring her father back. And it's never too easy. It's not that easy to bring someone back to life. But the fortune teller does it anyways, and Lily's father is back to life. But also, Lily goes into the facility, finds Buzu, and hears her father crying in pain, telling her, talking to his daughter. And then Lily frees her father, and then they go to the hospital to get him checked in. And the doctor tells Lily that her father will survive, and Lily is just relieved. And so they live on their lives. But they still had a lot of trauma to deal with. I can barely even imagine her. I can imagine her being in the Walton Files, literally, having her own unique character, being in the story, just involving her father's disappearance with, the concept that I just read. I really like this OC. I want her to be in the Walton Files immediately. Someone make that happen. She looks really pretty. I wanted to talk about I want to make a video tomorrow, basically a movie where the story of Quinzel, my character, and her story and her life, basically all the things that have gone through her life for 19 years. 19 years of her living her life through trauma, through friends and family, through love, through admiration, through pretty much anything that happened in her life. Where I would want it to be more explainable by making an entire movie/story surrounding Quinzel. surrounding Quinzel and her life. No, this is also going to involve FNAF because she was originally a FNAF OC that I made, but now she's more like an original character. However, the original concept was for her to be Freddy Fazbear's daughter, which would have been really creepy. And would have made sense of why he's such a father figure to her. But now that I'm thinking about it, since Glamrock Freddy has been more like a hero instead of the antagonist nowadays, I can safely say that Freddy deserves to be a father figure to pretty much anyone, including Quinzel or Gregory. So, Quinzel, you're pretty much in the spotlight for me. Oh, and going back to the Walton Files, Susan, my girl. Susan is pretty much one of my favorite characters in the Walton Files, including Charles. So, Susan Woodings, one of the things is that she's a lesbian, so I'm okay with it. I want to give her a story to feel like a main character, part of herself. Basically in a prequel story where it also shows her demise. Yeah. I just want her to be more like a character instead of like one of those plot devices. Because even though she is a character, she's a character in the story, but she's also part of the plot where Sophie's father was missing. These people were murdered by Bond, the animatronic. Yeah. Susan is just one of my favorite characters. Let's just listen to her audio log.
BSI Technical Support audio log number 3, June 30th, 1974. Jeremy's birthday party finished an hour ago. I decided to stay and help the employees clean the place. This week has been strange, especially as the opening. I find it weird that they opened the place even though Mr. Wharton disappeared a few weeks ago. I hope he's doing alright. Rosemary came in today and asked if we'd seen him around.
This picture used to creep me out, but looking at it close up, you can actually see a shine in Jack's eyes, and he's more like a person. He has a shine in his eye.
I'm pretty worried about it. Phoenix is very concerned in way too. Yes. Everything went according to plan. This was the first birthday party at the restaurant, and I feel it turned out pretty well. I noticed a few irregularities in the stage and in the audio animatronics. As the engineer and the person who basically built the animatronics to begin with, it was easier to notice these, especially in Bob. Something fell off. The limbs weren't moving properly. They looked stiff and bored. They needed to bright arm. Take a few more minutes to take them to the backstage, just to make sure everything's okay. I'm the only one left. Chris left some hours ago, and Felix didn't even show up. I'll leave and close the restaurant when I'm finished. I'm sure it's not going to take long.
I love her character. I really love her, including Charles. Anyways, that's all. Sorry if I barely even talked too much. Bye.